Blake Lively, once a constant presence on red carpets and magazine covers, had long been admired for her stylish persona and seemingly down-to-earth nature. However, her carefully curated image began to crack when controversy emerged regarding her role in the adaptation of the best-selling novel It Ends With Us. Directed and co-written by Justin Baldoni, the film initially seemed to be progressing smoothly. But behind the scenes, tensions escalated, leading to disputes involving text messages, counterclaims, and unexpected revelations. The situation reached its peak when Blake's own attorney unexpectedly withdrew from representing her, an unusual move that sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Adding to the surprise, the lawyer publicly explained their decision, suggesting that Blake had gone to great lengths to undermine Justin and had now been exposed for doing so. For a high-profile attorney to sever ties with a celebrity client under such circumstances is rare, especially when implying ethical concerns. Blake, known for her generally warm and lighthearted public demeanor, was now at the center of a controversy that had even her own legal team stepping away. The unraveling of her reputation seemed more dramatic than any role she had played on screen. The controversy itself started without much spectacle. It Ends With Us, a novel with a devoted fan base, was expected to be an emotionally compelling adaptation. Justin Baldoni, known for his empathetic storytelling, took on the roles of director, co-writer, and lead actor, aiming to create a film that resonated deeply with audiences. The casting of Blake further heightened anticipation, as her involvement was seen as a major draw. Publicly, both actors expressed enthusiasm for the project. Despite coming from different areas of the entertainment world, Justin, celebrated for his heartfelt approach to filmmaking, and Blake, renowned for her glamorous media presence. However, tensions quietly surfaced. On-set whispers suggested that Blake felt overshadowed by Justin's creative influence. Given his multiple roles in the production, he naturally had a strong presence. But behind closed doors, Blake reportedly felt that he was shaping the film's narrative in a way that diminished her importance. Speculation grew, making its way into tabloids. Fans began noticing small signs, strained comments in interviews, sudden topic shifts that downplayed Justin's contributions, and fleeting glances that hinted at unease in behind-the-scenes footage. Speculation intensified. Blake asserted that she was the target of a smear campaign. She accused Justin of manipulating the media to tarnish her image. Initially, her claims gained some traction. Hollywood is no stranger to shifting alliances and strategic leaks, so it wasn't inconceivable that she might be facing deliberate negativity. Many sympathized, acknowledging that leading women in the industry often face harsher scrutiny than their male counterparts. However, as more details surfaced, Blake's version of events became harder to defend. Screenshots of text messages, leaked by sources close to Justin, offered a more complex perspective. Instead of depicting Justin as sidelining Blake, the messages suggested that she was attempting to exert significant control over various aspects of the production. References to her personal connections, including her husband, Reynolds, and other influential figures she referred to as her dragons, hinted at her readiness to leverage her power to influence film edits, marketing, strategies, and media coverage. The situation might have remained behind closed doors, but it escalated when conflicting claims emerged. Around the same time, rumors circulated that Blake wanted to make substantial changes to the script, override technical decisions, and even dictate how co-stars were positioned during press events. Producers reportedly received strongly worded messages implying that she might withdraw from promotional obligations unless her concern was her legal filing against the production. She outlined complaints about on-set conditions, particularly regarding protocols for intimate scenes. She also accused Justin of making insensitive remarks about her post-pregnancy appearance, a claim that, if true, could have seriously damaged his reputation. Blake's legal team presented text messages in support of her case, but upon closer examination, the messages appeared selectively edited. Emojis were removed, conversation fragments were rearranged, and statements were placed out of context, crafting a narrative that painted Justin as dismissive of her concerns. Justin's team quickly responded by releasing what they claimed to be the full, unedited text exchanges. These messages told a different story. For example, in one instance, Blake accused Justin of entering her trailer unannounced while she was in a vulnerable situation. However, the full message history showed that she had explicitly invited him in and even joked about the timing. This discrepancy raised serious doubts about her accusations. Then came an unexpected development. Blake's longtime attorney, a respected figure in Hollywood known for handling high-profile cases, announced their resignation from her legal team. While lawyers part ways with clients all the time, this departure stood out due to its manner. Rather than filing a quiet withdrawal, the attorney issued a public statement expressing concern over the credibility of Blake's claims. This move was unprecedented, a legal representative essentially distancing themselves from their client. While hinting at possible misrepresentation, industry insiders speculated that, upon reviewing all the available evidence, including text messages and witness statements, the attorney had identified inconsistencies in Blake's narrative. While the statement was carefully worded to avoid direct accusations, its implications were unmistakable. The lawyer could no longer defend a position that conflicted with verified facts. Further conversations with select journalists suggested that the attorney had reviewed extensive communications, text messages, emails, and potentially even internal production notes that cast significant doubt on Blake's account. While the exact details remained undisclosed, insiders hinted that the messages painted a picture far different from the one Blake had presented publicly. Instead of being sidelined or unfairly targeted, it appeared that she had been far more involved in the film's decision-making process than she had led the public to believe. If true, this raised a critical question. Had she knowingly misrepresented events to portray herself as the victim? This revelation intensified the already heated discussions surrounding the controversy. Suddenly, the narrative shifted from an industry power struggle to a potential case of deliberate deception. If a seasoned Hollywood attorney, someone accustomed to handling difficult, high-profile cases, felt compelled to withdraw under these circumstances, what did that say about the strength of Blake's claims? The move was almost unprecedented in celebrity legal battles, where lawyers typically work to protect their clients' images rather than distance themselves in such a public manner. As the public reckoned with these new developments, the fallout among fans was swift and deeply divided. On one side, there was a wave of disillusionment. Many who had initially rallied behind Blake now questioned whether they had been misled. The idea that a respected actress, once known for her charm and relatability, could have manipulated the situation for her own advantage was difficult for some to accept. Social media platforms became battlegrounds, with fans expressing frustration over what they saw as a betrayal of trust. Some pointed out that if Blake had genuine grievances, why would she need to alter messages or selectively present evidence? Conversely, a segment of her supporters remained steadfast, arguing that the attorney's exit didn't necessarily mean Blake was in the wrong. They speculated that there could be ulterior motives at play, perhaps pressure from Hollywood elites or behind the scenes, negotiations that led to the sudden departure. Some theorized that the legal team may have found themselves in a difficult position, unwilling to take on a case that would require prolonged litigation and potential damage to their own reputation. Others suggested that the lawyer could have personal or professional reasons for backing away, unrelated to the actual validity of clearly benefited from the unfolding events. Justin Baldoni, what had started as a reputational battle, now seemed to be resolving itself in his favor, with Blake's own legal representative effectively undermining her case. Justin no longer needed to aggressively defend himself in the public eye. His legal team had already countered with unedited messages that contradicted key aspects of Blake's allegations. And now, with her attorney stepping away, the weight of credibility tipped further in his direction. For industry insiders, the lawyer's resignation only reinforced what many had begun to suspect. When examined closely, the accusations against Justin seemed less and less substantiated. The deeper one dug, weaker the claims appeared. This shift in perception had a ripple effect within Hollywood, prompting those who had previously remained silent to speak out. Members of the production team, who had initially avoided commenting on the matter, now felt emboldened to share their perspectives. Some privately revealed that Blake had frequently challenged creative decisions, often reframing standard production discussions as personal grievances. One assistant recalled an instance where she had insisted on multiple scene reshoots, citing creative concerns, only to later describe the same situation in interviews as proof that the production failed to accommodate her needs. Another crew member mentioned that she had expressed dissatisfaction with marketing strategies, yet publicly implied that she had been excluded from promotional discussions altogether. These accounts painted a picture of someone who was actively involved in the decision-making process, but later reinterpreted events to build a narrative of professional mistreatment. it was becoming increasingly difficult to separate legitimate grievances from potential strategic maneuvering. As the controversy evolved, it became clear that this was no longer just about a film production dispute. It was now a case study in how narratives can be shaped, twisted, and weaponized in the public sphere. Whether Blake had initially intended to frame herself as the victim or simply found herself caught in a spiraling media storm, the impact on her reputation was undeniable. Meanwhile, Justin, despite the personal and professional stress of the ordeal, emerged in a stronger position than before, able to move forward with the knowledge that, in the end, the facts had spoken for themselves. For instance, one production assistant recalled an incident where Blake repeatedly requested reshoots for a particular scene, citing creative reasons at the time. Yet, days later, she publicly used the same scenario as evidence that the production lacked proper emotional support protocols, a glaring inconsistency. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni, having faced immense scrutiny, found himself in an unexpectedly strong position. The project that was meant to be a heartfelt adaptation had instead led to a convoluted legal and personal battle. However, as more details emerged, public perception shifted in his favor. While the dispute between Blake and Justin may not be over, especially if legal proceedings continue, the biggest challenge to Blake's credibility may not come from Justin himself, but from her own former attorney. Their decision to step away has left a lasting impression, hinting at cracks in her case that may be impossible to mend. For an actress once viewed as effortlessly charming, this controversy is a stark reminder of how quickly narratives can shift. In Hollywood, if Blake chooses to pursue her claims further, she will have to contend not just with Justin's defense, but with the echoes of her lawyer's cautionary words. On the other hand, if she lets the matter quietly fade, lingering doubts about her credibility may follow her into future projects. As for Justin, despite the personal and professional toll, he now stands in a position to move forward, focusing on new ventures. While the legal process may take time to unfold, one thing is certain: the departure of Blake's attorney has cemented this controversy in Hollywood history. It serves as a reminder that, in an industry driven by perception, even the most carefully maintained reputations can unravel under scrutiny. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth stories from Hollywood. Stay tuned for the latest updates.